The hell are you looking at? Huh? Oh, just observing. In the freezing snow, Satoru, along with a young Megumi, stumble upon someone, a child. It's so cold, why isn't he shivering? Fushiguro thought. Though bruised and clearly weakened, Yuji stared down the two like an animal before putting his head back between his legs. Take a picture or it'll last longer. At this point, the ruffling of snow startles Yuji's ears as he raises his head and finds before him Gojo kneeling down towards him. Wanna come with? Why would I do that? Well, because I have food and money. You suck at this, says Fushiguro. Oh, shut up. You don't look half bad thanks to me. And you, let me guess, things have been happening your whole life that you know nothing about. You don't understand what you are. Yuji's face finally shows some vulnerability, one befitting of a child, at which point he stands and walks off. You're too suspicious. I can help you, really. Well, come on, don't you want to live a little longer? I can survive on my own, I don't need you. With this next step, the child opens up a path of snow, and Gojo tells Fushiguro, yeah, we're tailing him. Already he sees Fushiguro running for him, asking him to wait up, and he runs after, telling Fushiguro not to slip. Seriously, go home, shouts Yuji. I don't feel like it, said Fushiguro. I guess we're not so different. You know, we're both stubborn. Don't ever compare me to you, you fucker. 2 months pass. Scarfing down the buffet as he hoards all the food to himself, Yuji, while he keeps an eye on Gojo, asks, what, you got a problem? Please, like you would get under my skin that easily. Come on, go ahead, eat. And calm down, it's not going anywhere. Panning away from them, we see them in the mess hall of Jujutsu Tech, and only the two of them were currently present. What Yuji was eating is something that Gojo brought from a trip, but he didn't think he would scarf it all down so quickly. And in quick successions, the boy finishes and jumps off his chair as he lands with a thud and begins to walk off. See you around. Yep. I suck at this so much. How can I get through to him? He's really protective, thinks Gojo. As he walked off, Yuji took notice of his abnormally strong and huge body. At the mere age of 7, he was as big as someone who was 12. Puberty didn't just hit him, it whammed him like he had a grudge which has been a curse for the boy his entire life. When he exits the mess hall, Yuji looks out the yard. It's quiet, nobody's present. Today only he and Gojo are present. He walks out to the center of it all, looked around, and he breathes in saying, status. Before him a screen would spring showing something only seeable to him, and he sees the following. Name, Yuji Itadori. Job, the gamer. Gender, male. Status, Jujutsu student. Level, 1. Title, lonely child. Age, 7. Species, half-blood. MP, 1000. HP, 100. Strength, 100. Agility, 100. Intelligence, 100. Stamina, 101. Dexterity, 95. Wisdom, 13. Luck, 100. Skills. Gamer's mind, max level. Gamer's body, max level. These two skills allow him to basically be like a game character, as he doesn't actually take actual damage from things. Like, for example, if you cut Yuji, there's no actual cut, but his HP will go down, or it might not, depending on how strong he is. He also has the physical reduction skill, which is passive, and is at level 30, and naturally just wanes away anything that might hurt his body. He has a dungeon creation skill, which is active, meaning that he has to actually activate it. It's not just like flowing out all the times. It's level 10, and he has a thermal resistance skill, which is also passive at level 10, meaning that he is very immune to different types of weathers and or temperatures. If they get extreme, as he adapts to it, the level of this will grow like with any other skill. He also has leftover points from leveling up. He has about 20 of them, and in cash, well, yes, he has money. He has 30,000 yen. And while he runs off after seeing this, from inside, Gojo watches him from a window, completely confused as he takes his glasses off. I still can't tell his technique, but that weird aura just now. Just what are you, kid? Time skip, 3 years. Come on, no, even a little. Get off my back, Satoru. Oh, we're calling me by my first name now. Geto's right, that was rude. Who's that? An old friend. Also, I brought you to a completely empty, barren training ground, so just use your technique. I don't want to. His mere shot blows way past his sensei, who simply claps, which pisses off Yuji. I hate using it in front of people. Alright then, I have a different suggestion. Let me teach you cursed energy infusion. You suck at teaching. Yeah, and you learn everything on the spot. What? Can't do it? Yeah, I see what you're trying to do. And it's working. Moments later, Satoru opens the door to a treasury. There are cursed tools there, and Gojo asks Yuji to take whichever one he'd like. Just pick a random one. Looking around, Yuji at some point grabs an axe and feels its weight. I'll take this. Yeah, what? That thing weighs twice your body weight. Okay, blame whoever made it, Satoru. With these words, he walks out and Gojo just sighs, saying that he makes no sense sometimes. He exits with them and they go out to the training field, where he then instructed him on how to actually fill the tool with power without destroying it. Skill: Cursed Energy Control, level 0. In the corner of his eye, Yuji sees this pop up and is surprised. Yeah, just like that. Not bad for your first time. Yeah, well, I'm cheating so it doesn't count. Cheating? Just the action of doing it lets me understand and turn it into a skill, okay? Yeah, you're confusing me. That's a big ordeal. Ever played a game before, Sensei? Just how old do you think I am? Okay, listen, goddammit. That's what my life is. That's what it's like. And I named it Gamer. I named my technique Gamer because lifting the axe, he strikes it against his bare skin, and Gojo, shocked, would take a step forward before stopping, as he sees what seem like pixels flying off his skin, and there isn't even a wound, but Yuji says, I took damage like a video game character. No actual injury. My HP is lowered. His sensei is shocked, as would be anyone, but this explains it, why he's so weird and anomaly, why he doesn't just make sense at all. So, what level are you at? Yuji takes a moment and holds his arm up. Come and find out. Dungeon. As Satoru hears a crack, looking up, he sees space itself be ruptured right as it shatters, breaking and turning the very environment around them to one which is far darker and gloomier. But they're not in Jujutsu Tech anymore. They are in the same place, but now they're in a city. Tokyo, somewhere not specific. As Gojo walks behind Yuji, he looks at everything and is unable to understand it. That's not normal for him. See that line? As he points forward, Gojo looks and sees a white strip on the road. Yuji says that once they pass that line, they will come. Just then, they pass it, and the breaking of glass and the plummet of bricks is heard as from alleys and atop buildings, curses of all varieties fall. This is the 3rd grade level, so only curses of 3rd grade are here. Basically, what I just said. Hope you caught all of that. You are full of surprises. As he curses lunge forward, giving him no time to plan, Yuji leaps to the skies and makes them stop and look up. He then drops back down and hacks their heads off while infusing the axe with his energy, thus making it easier to hurt them. But most of them are giants, so he needed to bide his time and run off, and while he does so, Satoru watched him, just smiling. This could be really good for us. Bringing down a drop kick, Yuji slams a cursed worm into the floor. I'm going to say worm because why not? And turns its insides out into paste on the road before pulling back his axe and swinging with a crescent slash towards 3 more 3rd grades that just leapt at him. Their heads are sliced off so clean that it was insane, and Yuji gains the skill Axe Mastery that starts off with level 0 with a 0.1 proficiency. This is how most of his skills start off, unless they're like really incredible and like he's really good at using this specific skill as he starts off. He would then front flip off the head of the worm curse and roll, avoiding a swing from his left, and upon getting up he throws the axe and blows through the torso of a curse that leaves a gaping hole there. As the curse falls this time, however, Gojo sees something even more bizarre. Even though most of the curses that Yuji kills just disappear into the air, he walks forward and curses attack him, but they're kept at bay by Infinity. He crouches down and picks up a bundle of yen. Just then that money is snatched by Yuji. Don't take my share. With a turn, he throws the axe again as it blows out the head of a curse with incredible force, obviously, before returning to his hand, and the money disappears as it is now placed in his inventory. He has that. He has basically infinite storage, by the way. The boy then stretches as he takes notice of the curses Gojo beat without any effort, and he glares at him. To find more, we have to head deeper inside. I guess this kind of belongs to you. Half of it anyway. but just half. But they always stay at 3rd grade level, said Gojo. Huh. This is why I can never find you if you don't want me to. Can you die in here? Well, yeah, but I can just exit when I want. Sometimes the curses leave behind cursed tools, money, or books. Books. Skill books. Skill books? Yes, stop asking questions. It's like a game. Let you learn about Jujutsu and stuff, or just RPG type things, how to reinforce your bones, things like that. Why would you tell me any of this? I mean, any of it at all. If I'm being honest, Itadori, I don't know how to help you sometimes. As he holds his hand to the sky, Yuji says, "Dungeon break." The sky once again shatters and reveals the original place that they were standing. They're back in Jujutsu Tech. But again, they never actually left. "Alright, now leave me alone," said Yuji as he walked off, when Gojo then asked him, "Hey, can I borrow those dungeons from time to time?" "If I feel like it, sure." "Yeah, you'll let me use it." Time skip. As he hums to himself, Itadori looks down upon casings holding jewelry as screen after screen pops up showing the information about these things, such as what materials were used to make them and their actual value. He's at the mall right now and came to just relax and buy some things until he found what he liked. He then went to the cashier and laid down his purchasings. Kid, are you sure about this?" The man was actually trying to keep Yuji from making a bad financial choice, but with the nod, the boy simply pulled out 50,000 yen and casually slams it down, much to the man's shock. "Does this happen to you a lot?" the man asked. Yes it does," said Yuji. "But thank you." Some give a passing glance to him at, they're shocked that someone so young would have so much, and also for the reason that maybe they also kind of envied him, but you know how it is. Moments later, he exits the mall with nothing in hand, but looking to his left, he sees in his inventory all the stuff that he bought that he put in there, and then it disappears. "That bastard better not abuse my dungeons," he thinks to himself. He makes his way towards Jujutsu Tech and arrives unnoticed, but he is warned by a system of an ominous curse present, and his observation skill, which was not max level, also told him the same, as he could see the radiating aura from the curse in a classroom. Getting into a jog, he calmly would just run over, as he expects this to already be under control since Gojo was present, and well, after running up the floor, he slides the door open and catches the attention of the first-year senpais. Gojo and Yuta Kotsu were present, but Gojo hadn't done anything yet, and Yuta was actually pinned against the wall by Maki. They were ready to, jump his ass. "You guys are really scary," said Yuji. "What? He's cursed," said Maki, "and take that back." "Never. Also, you should step away from him." At that moment, the arm of Rika comes to form and grabs a hold of Maki's spear. She rears her head through the chalkboard as the first years will get on guard. "No, Rika, don't!" As she lunges forward, however, her claw is caught by Yuji, who after moving in a blink then uppercuts and knocks her head towards the ceiling. Yuta is left silent as he watches Rika fall to the floor and tear to nothing, disappearing into the air. "Rika?" "She's not exercised," said Yuji. "Don't worry, I just knocked her out." Yuta looks upon this kid, who definitely was younger than him, and he was impressed, in awe, also a bit terrified. And Gojo then wraps his arm around the boy and introduces him. "This is Itadori Yuji, your junior, but don't take him lightly or he'll break you." "Hi, I'm Yuta Kotsu." "I know, sorry if you're confused, and I assume Gojo-sensei didn't even tell you about what you were getting into, did he?" As all the students slowly turn to look at him, Gojo simply feigns ignorance with a smile, and they all scream at him to stop doing this shit so often. So they explain Jujutsu to him and introduce one another to him. "This is Inumaki-senpai. He can't talk normally because of his cursed speech." "I'll face that soon," said Yuji. "That's Panda-senpai and Maki-senpai. She has low cursed energy, but she's very sensitive about it. Don't mention it." Knocking him on the head with the sharp side of her spear, she says that she doesn't really care if she's being a bit of tsundere, which scares Yuta because she just basically tried to chop off his head, and Yuta asks if he's okay. "Nothing hurts, Itadori." "That's not true." "No, she's right. I'm weird." The fact that he accepted and expressed this so fast worried Yuta for his future. These people were a bit weird. Hitting him on the head with the sharp side of her spear, she says that she doesn't, which scares Yuta as he would ask if Yuji's okay. Nothing hurts Itadori. That's not true. No, she's right. I'm pretty weird. The fact that he accepted and expressed this so fast worried Yuta for his future. These people were pretty weird. I mean, there's a panda in the room, and that's the least of their worries. Gojo then says, alright, we have our first years and our exchange student. Which one am I? Asked Yuta. First year, said Gojo. Technically, Itadori isn't really a student. He just likes to help out. No, I don't. Isn't he sweet? Asked Gojo. Alright, Yuji, you and Yuta are gonna go on a mission together. Maki, you're taking the dungeon today. Wait, but I won't be able to adjust my stats though, said Maki. You'll earn points as you fight, said Yuji. I can help you distribute them later, but I want to use your spear after. As she ruffles his hair, Maki smiles, saying they can go right ahead, while he asks her to stop doing that whenever they talk. And in the following moments, Inu, Maki, and Panda head on a mission together as well. Maki heads to a dungeon, which spawns third grade curses at a, station kind of place inside the school. She will be watched over by Nanami, and of course, the dungeon is inside the school. Yuji has kind of whole system here. I'll explain that later though. So Gojo heads with Yuta and Yuji to the school, and stepping out of the car, Yuji and Yuta approach the school gate while Gojo follows behind them. So this is the place that is said to have missing kids, huh? Says Yuji. Yeah, I can see why. His observation shows him the stench of death covering the establishment, and Yuta is freaking out. And he asks if this is really true. Don't panic. Sorry, but they were really abducted by curses? Yep, 2 of them, said Gojo, and you 2 are going to take care of that. Raising his fingers into a sign, he begins to chant as Yuji pulls Yuta forward into the school, and the new student found a black sludge leaking and covering the premises on a spherical radius sort of way. It was melting around them to create a barrier. They're called veils, said Yuji. It masks us from normal people. Mist is invisible. Oh, and be careful not to let Rika out, says Gojo. You might die or something. Please, as if, thinks Yuji. But while he was calm, Yuta panicked over this, and it left Yuji sighing as he then stops and lets go of Yuta, who stumbles forward, and he finds before him 3 curses alike in appearance. With the veil having fallen, they grab at their flesh and tear it apart, revealing grotesque mouths as they lunge forward, and Yuta freaks out, but Yuji walks forward and holds his hand toward them. Slowly, he lets out a cold breath as the curse is near, and he swings down, strikes the floor, and erupts a massive ice that flash freezes them into statues. Incredible, so that's his technique, said Yuta. On his many hunts, Yuji has picked up skill books that allow him to use magic. Of course, it relies on cursed energy, but he can also straight up manifest and control the elements. Aside from ice and frost, he can also use heat and fire, and a side effect of this means that he has also gained a skill called Esper, which allows him to use telekinesis by basically having high cursed energy control. He can wrap you with cursed energy and move you as he pleases. But these skills are in basically just cursed energy manipulation up to a ridiculous degree. But the reason why I say magic for now is because I have a whole thing I'm setting up for the future. You'll see it. So the ice statues are then shattered as Yuji walks forward, telling his new senpai that the weaker curses tend to band together, just like humans. You okay? Uh-huh. Alright then. Come on. Heading inside, they stroll through the halls as Yuji stays in the front to protect Yuta, who is cowering in the background, and they pass by classes. Yuta notices curses creeping out from the cupboards, ceilings, and yet they still keep at bay for some reason. As for Yuji, he's taking a look at his stats. I mean, what else is he gonna do? This is pretty boring to him. Yuji Itadori. Job, the gamer. Gender, male, you know what else it is. He's still a status of Jujutsu student, and his level is 150, but his title is now Nurturer. Age is 15, species, half-blood. Actually, no, that age thing might be wrong. He's definitely behind Okotsu in age. Let's say 13, my bad. I don't know where I was going with that. It becomes 15 later. He's 13 right now. Species, half-blood still. And you know why he's called a half-blood. I'm not going to explain it. That gets disgusting. MP is 100,000. HP is 100,000 as well. Strength is 450. Agility is 560. Intelligence is 1,050. Stamina is 395. Wisdom is 131. Luck is 100. He still has the same skills, but they have leveled up a little bit, and he has some new ones as well. He has Cursed Energy Control, which is passive at level 50. And Physical Reduction, which is passive, and it has reached level max from last time and above to Bypass, and it's now at level 2. It's a completely different skill. It's way stronger. His dungeon creation is at level 15 now. His thermal resistance is way too strong, so it has evolved into elemental affinity, hence why he can use different elements, and it's at level 46. But under this, he has sub skills: Frost, which is at 16, his ability to control ice; Inferno, ability to control fire, at 14; Esper, to use telekinesis, at level 22. Also, his observing skill is at level 90. It's a passive skill. And he also has positive energy control, which is also passive, at level 30. Reverse curse technique is a walk in the park for Yuji. And he has 120 points left over, and he has about 40, let's say 40 million yen in cash just stocked over, He then chuckles about, his new status when his observation skill springs up, and he looks forward right as Yuta asks just what the hell he's looking at. From the roof of the building, a massive curse with what seemed like the face of a dog blows off the top and sends Yuji and Yuta to the sky. Yuta is left screaming as they fall back down, and Yuji says, "Oh, shut up, we're falling into its mouth, willingly." What? Why? Because I can see the kids in its stomach. Grit your teeth. They free fall forward into the mouth of the curse, and it swallows them. They fall into its clutches, and it thanks the humans for the meal. The two would tumble and tumble until they land into the pit of its stomach, which knocks out Yuta, while Yuji landed and was okay. He then stood and looked about until he saw them, the kids, and they hid in the corner while Yuji slowly approached them and asked them to hold on. "As soon as my friend wakes up, I'll get you out of here." No, wait, please help him. My little brother, he's not waking up." Yuji had already taken notice of their cursed flesh and holds his hand forward as a transparent bubble of energy envelops the two and slowly heals them, much to their relief, especially of the older brother, who cries as he also laughs because it seems that their nightmare will finally be ending. "You'll be okay," said Yuji. "You smiled." Hearing Yuta, Yuji abruptly turns and says, "Tell anyone and I kill you." "Sorry." "Alright, gather around. I'm getting us out." Yuta helps the brothers stand and carries his younger one, while Yuji holds his arms to the side and breathes in, and he leaks his cursed energy and then begins to spew it abnormally. The curse begins to convulse on the outside as it gets in so much pain that it falls forward off the roof, when suddenly it is flash frozen and broken to millions of pieces. Yuji and the group are then revealed floating down while enveloped in wind until they land. This gives Yuji an increase in cursed energy and control of his frost affinity and wind affinity. If I forgot to add that in, he can control the wind, but he doesn't really use it that often. Sorry, this thing kind of gets lost in translations. I gave him a lot of skills later on down the line. It's going to be like this sometimes. Alright, I'll leave the rest to you, senpai. I'll destroy the other curses inside. As he nods, Yuta begins to walk off when he then stops and asks, "Why do you call me that? I'm not your senior, I'm just pathetic. I can't even protect myself." As he continues on his way, Yuji returns saying, "If you feel pathetic, then keep exercising curses. Do it again and again and again. If that's not enough, I'll always treat you like my senior, because I know what it's like to feel alone." Yuta is touched by these words and can't help but almost cry, but he wipes his tears and runs off saying that he'd take care of the kids for sure. "You do that. Now for you bastards." Cocking back his fist, he gathers flames and closes his eyes as he begins to swirl his cursed energy and pour it into the flames. This gives it shape and it turns into an arrow, but that wasn't enough. The arrow begins to contort and spin aggressively as he feels the proficiency on his skills rising and rising. He smiles. "I love my job." He swings as if punching and heaves the arrow that phases through the building, and Yuji claps as from every window and hole orifice possible, fire explodes and incinerates all remaining curses in there in an instant. At which point the veil begins to fade and Gojo sees Yuji walking up. "Welcome back." "Where the hell was I gonna go, you idiot?" "Come on, you can't be a bit nicer." "Not my style." 3 months then pass. "Come on, get back up," shouts Maki, "and don't look away." As he holds his cheek in pain, Yuta nods as he remarks how terrifying Maki is. Meanwhile, Panda, Inumaki, Yuji, and Fushiguro watch and cheer him on. "He has a really huge curse on him," asked Megumi. "I mean, he looks kinda frail," said Panda. "Yeah, but he's made a lot of improvements over the past 3 months. I mean, he's a completely different person." Yuta has definitely made a few improvements, and so has Maki. Like his ability indicates, Yuji turns reality into games. This is even more effective in his dungeons because he can make people part of his party, and that allows him to change their stats. He gives them stats first off. and he can edit them pertaining to how much work they put in. And if Maki is heavily restricted, it's a bit weird. She has an intelligence stat, which would raise cursed energy for most, but instead she just loses more and more of hers. But it is very slow, so she counters this by raising strength and agility, which is to say that soon she will completely erase her cursed energy, but for her, it will give her a new stat as an equivalent exchange. This only applies to those with heavenly packs. Doesn't matter which kind, they would all be treated this way by the system, because you gotta give and take, you know? But as of now, Maki with pure power of like hands alone can go toe to toe with the first great sorcerer, but she wouldn't be able to win, not just yet. Yuta has also increased his body stats as he is far stronger than his original counterpart. It's just that Maki makes him look weak by comparison due to her experience, and yes, her stats are a bit bigger. Alright, here it is, said Gojo. He puts down before Yuji a scroll. It is night right now. The boy would be, just kind of studying, and he reaches for it when a system notification shows the art of barrier mastery can be learned. Learn it. As he says this, the scroll begins to glow a blinding gold as his sensei looks on interested because this is the first time Yuji has ever shown him this, and it's actually the first time he's ever done it in front of him. The glow dissipates and the scroll slowly turns to nothingness as Yuji thanks Gojo. Like I said, skill book, or I guess scroll in this case. I've been saving a bunch of them. All related to Jujutsu? Nope. Mage stuff, RPG type powers. Life Dream was one of them. You can see why I held off. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Alright, tell me how it goes tomorrow, and don't do anything stupid. Cool. Gojo exits the room and it closes. Yuji turns towards his desk, takes out from his inventory different objects, items meant for summoning familiars, which translates to Shikigami in this world, but the only item that he has for summoning Shikigami is one called a sealing tome, which gives seals to inscribe onto anything the user wants, and this allows him to summon a Shikigami, which relates to a specific talent or attribute they have. Yuji inscribes this onto his own arm with lead and fills it with cursed energy as he closes his eyes and chants. From the deepest depths of the soul, I summon forth the creature that crawls in my world of illusions. I call forth the beast. The writing on his arm begins to levitate and expand into the sky and make a circle, and a claw pushes through this, and the summoned Shikigami falls forward, clumsily takes flight as Yuji looks on amazed at its form. It's a simple looking creature, but something about its cursed energy just left him in awe. Also, it looked pretty adorable. It looked like a snow leopard, but much smaller and with the teeth of saber wolves. Most importantly, like I said, it was adorable. Oh right, would you like to make a pact? He holds his hand forward and seeps out his cursed energy as the creature flies forward and tastes it, literally, and would then rub its head against his palm. This forms a mark around Yuji's wrist and shows the spirit agreed to form a pact. Now I gotta name you. Clearly you represent the frost element. Fenrir. Yeah, let's call you Fenrir. The creature is left giddy by the name and snuggles up against his face as he chuckles when the system then says that he's learned a new skill. Beast Summoning. Active, level 1. It's surprising that it's level 1 already because he did his first contract so well, so the system is rewarding him. There are 3 levels to these types of spirits. There's a normal class, higher class, and a world class. Of course, Yuji's is a normal class, and it will become higher as it reaches level 100, and then it upgrades to higher class. I know that sounds confusing when I just said it, and then it will have to go through another 100 levels before it becomes world class. This is just to make it more balanced. But days would pass peacefully, honestly. There's no need to actually use Fenrir, as everyone just trains, hangs out. Yuji becomes more ingrained in the group. Yuta becomes more ingrained in Jujutsu society and the group. He also now gets along with Inumaki after their mission together, and seeing how kind he was, they're just all really good friends now. But this isn't gonna last long, obviously. What's up with you two? Asked Maki. As Yuta and Yuji stopped in their tracks while they were heading for class, they felt a presence, but for Yuji it was more literal due to his observation skill. While Yuta said that he had a bad feeling, everyone looks to Yuji, who keeps staring at the sky. Someone's coming. They're masking their presence with a curse, but yes. Well, here we go again. Another asshole trying to ruin my fun. As they all get on guard, slowly but surely the wind begins to gather as a massive bird-like creature, obviously a curse, begins to glide down. It bore 4 wings and looked like a seagull, maybe a pelican. I might be getting that wrong. As it landed before them, it opened its mouth wide and let out its passengers. First of all, which being Geto Suguru. Man, this place hasn't changed one bit, he says. Mimiko remarks at how countryside this all looks. Master Geto, we're really in Tokyo? I mean, look at this place. Stop being so loud, Mimiko, says Nanako. But I'm right, though. Laru then says, just get down from there. Hey, whoever you are, get the hell out. You're not authorized, said Yuji. Panda follows up saying, yeah, better skedaddle before Mr. Yuta gets you. Uh-huh, he'll wreck your shit, says Maki. Wait, no, I'm not. Just to clarify that. Just then, however, Yuji raises his foot and nearly takes off the head of the approaching Geto, who none of the others were able to track. He misses by a hair, and Geto would skid back with a smile. Oh, you must be him, the boy wonder, the nurturer. What kind of stupid-ass title is that? Is that seriously what people are calling me? Well, it does fit, says Yuta. Hey, don't be so horrible. I just came to state my feelings, you know? I mean, the world is so wrong. The strong being ruled by the weak, killing themselves for the sake of it, from a sense of duty. It's nonsense. That's where you come in, Yuta. I need you for my strategy. And what would that be? Killing every last non-sorcerer alive and making the world only for Jujutsu sorcerers. They're all left horrified by this ideal, this strategy. They can only think of him as insane. Hey, don't fill my students' heads with weird stuff, alright? Hey, Satoru. Nice to meet you again. Get away from here, Suguru. Oh, come on, don't be so harsh. I mean, it does kind of figure that you're here, though. All these talents gathered. A cursed corpse. The child of the Inumaki clan. A special great curse user. The nurturer. Watch it. Sorry. And the failure of the Zenin clan. You bastard. What did you just... Watch it. I don't need people like you in my world. Stop it. Don't ever talk to my friends like that. Yuta says. I don't know what to think about you. But I just couldn't align myself with you. Ever. Shame. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. At this moment is when Gojo cuts in and draws a line between him and his students, and that's why he's truly here. And Geto says that he's here to declare war. A night of a parade of 100 demons will spread across the sacred lands of Jujutsu, Tokyo, Kyoto, and Shinjuku, on the 24th of December. He warns them to bring all those that they can to combat him because... it's time. Let's crush each other, shall we? As much as we want. See you around. Just then, as he turns, a wall of ice encircles him from behind, leaving his family worried as they prepare to advance. I wouldn't do that if I were you, says Yuji. You're in my range. But Geto says, so are you. He erupts a massive curse to the skies from behind himself, and much more of them that surround the students as he chuckles. However, with one punch, Maki proceeds to blow off the head of one of them, and Inumaki shouts, get crushed. All of them flatten. Meanwhile, the one in the air is flash frozen and is shredded to pieces by a firing tornado that continues its travel towards the sky until it fades and lightly pushes everyone present back. Geto is impressed, beyond impressed. New skill, well, new to you guys. New skill, wind, active, level 20. Even a monkey like her, huh? You've been working your magic. Let me get one thing straight. You think you've got control of the situation, but I swear to you, on the parade of 100 demons, I will personally be waiting to fuck up your shit. I just can't because I wouldn't be able to contain your curses. At least not yet. Smart. The wall then shatters and Geto begins to walk off as Gojo walks to Yuji's side and grabs his shoulder. You okay? He's strong. Yeah, I know. With this declaration being out in place, already been declared to everyone, sorcerers are gathered to fight as they only have 2 weeks to get ready, but they're kind of short-staffed. That's where Yuji comes in. Alright, hurry up, I'm not gonna hold your hand through this, he shouts. As sorcerers gather at the field, all of them, much like Yuji and his senpai, are kind of like kids, but not all of them. Some of them are young adults. Most of them are old enough to go to college, so they didn't exactly expect to be ordered around by none other than the nurturer, who is much younger than they had heard he was. Looking to his right, Yuji sees Gojo, Yaga, and Goganji, and they give a nod to continue this little speech he has in his plan for everyone. And he looks back at the group. Meanwhile, far in the back, sitting at the stairs, the students of Tokyo and Kyoto are sitting and waiting. Wow, Yuji really is famous, huh? Asks Yuta. He would hit me for saying that. Yeah, he would, says Maki. Just don't know why they're making such a big deal out of all this. Oh, you know why, says Mai. I mean, are you that jealous of your own junior? Oi, that goes for you guys back there too. Listen, damn it. The two starter groups would look forward and get quiet as Yuji would scowl. Just to make this easy, I'm going to explain my technique. I'm essentially a video game character. I have status, an inventory, skills, summons. Like an RPG game? Exactly. I even have my own dungeons, but these dungeons hold curses instead of video game monsters like goblins and kobolds and stuff. We're going to be using them to quite literally level you up. Everyone looks amongst themselves and are still confused, but Yuji says not to overthink it. When you join my party, you'll be able to use a status too, meaning your strength, agility, cursed energy, everything turns numerical. But it doesn't mean you can't die, understand? Feel free to look at these sheets before we head in. As he holds his hand forward from his inventory, which is invisible to everyone else, bundles of paper fly out and are split and land in the hands of everyone present. I'll give you 5 minutes to learn the rules, but treat yourself like a customizable character in the dungeon. Level up as much as possible because afterwards, this won't ever be possible again. They're all left so shocked that they just gaze forward, but they understand, even though it's crazy. Meanwhile, Yuji begins to walk off, and suddenly they sporadically spread and begin to talk about how these stats rise and how it will apply to their powers and cursed energy. This isn't just an opportunity to get stronger. This is the way for them to make a name for themselves. Like they could become somebody if they could literally level up. Yuji would make his way past the teachers to his friends when Kamo then raises his hand. About the intelligence stat Itadori, if I may inquire, does it have any correlation to actually being more cognitive rather than just raising your MP or cursed energy? Well, yeah, but you'd have to possess, well, my technique to be able to raise actual intelligence much more than your cursed energy. Why is that? Asked Mekamaru. You raise it from doing daily things like studying and laying down habits that the system picks up on. Ah, that makes sense. Your technique's too OP, says Maki. So you must prioritize strength, luck, stamina, and instats for now, am I right? Asked Toto. Yeah, not bad, Top Knot Gorilla. Good luck. We're heading into grade 2 for everyone else, and grade 1 for the rest of you since you've already faced my dungeons. Wait, seriously? Asked Miwa. It'll be fine. Kusakabe-senpai is gonna be there. Pen and an ass. What about you then? I have some leveling on my own to do. I can't really go all out if you guys are there. I'm facing disaster curses next. Though they may not know what kind of curses those are, it doesn't seem that it's going to be easy for Yuji at all. How much improvement will everyone show? Will Yuji be able to stop Geto? Will Yuta figure out Eureka's origin? Find out in the next part of Jujutsu Kaisen. See y'all. Peace. I'm gone.